It's your boy Boss Cowboy Sports. Yes, indeed. It's your boy Boss Cowboy Sports. Yep. And I promise y'all, and I'm keeping my promise. Yes, indeed. I promised that I was going to be talking about all of Michael Gehlken nuggets. And today we're dealing with that last one, and probably the one that got my attention the most. It makes sense because it was a real big deal. So today we dealing with Michael Gehlken drops the nuggets on Trayvon Diggs. But this the good news. It's definitely not as bad as what it may seem. And he was very honest at the very beginning, which is something we go really stand on today. So y'all just kind of sit back. Let me get these bells and whistles together. I'll be right back. Let's go. I see y'all coming in the building. I see y'all coming in the building. Love it, man. Welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports. Let's get it. All right, let's go. What's up, man? Good to see everybody. Good to hear from everybody. I see my boy Amp in the building. T-Mo, Common Sense, Goofy Cowboy. All right, man. When you got a name like Goofy, man, I'm gonna be going off on that Goofy today. My boy C, Mr. Day One, he said hit that like. Miss Lockhart said also hit that like. And then Spock, can you save me? He said, yeah, buddy. We see Queen Regina, Rev Rebel, J Rod, Miss Baker, Sin City, Marcus. What's up, y'all, man? Y'all always early, ready to go, and ready to talk some football. So, just, you know, obviously, I promised y'all, and I've not lied to y'all at all, that Michael Gehlken last Friday dropped a lot of good nuggets, and it was so many I had to break it up. Just keeping it all the way real. You know, and I already did, I think, a pretty good job of breaking down the value of Michael Gehlken. He is one of my favorites, probably my favorite. Him and James Slater. But right now I would say he surpassed James Slater to me. James was definitely my former favorite, but I don't mind saying that I changed because, Michael Gehlken has really grown on me a lot, especially with the pinpointed questions that he had about Kellen Moore. He was the one who really opened up Pandora's box on that, and he was the one that always had the football mind to keep his eye on that and ask pointed questions. And he's still doing it to this day, where when you really listen to him, I know his voice, you see that he's on the pulse of what's important. He asks very good football questions. So I like his integrity. I like the way that he does his journalistic approach, being on the beat for the Dallas Cowboys. So I wanted to really go through this series because I said this before. When certain people speak, you got to really lock in, right? Because some people, they do play on the hunger of our fans to where they'll put out stuff that they know is not really moving, but they'll put it out as if it's news, and because they have a title behind their name, or might be in the proximity of important people, they'll sometimes throw out stuff out there that's not actually very real news and active in the building, and it's for the personal clicks and the personal views, and that does happen. Michael Gehlken just doesn't move that way. So when we covered, Steele, that was the biggest news to me, because when you hear him talking about what was going on in the building, that is real discussions in the building about Steele playing left guard. I love it. And everybody should know that I love it because I'm looking for this best five. I'm obviously looking for a counter to some of the threats that's out there that can be in the way of us winning the Super Bowl. When I do content, I don't do content to try to make y'all feel good. I ain't gonna never do that. I'm not gonna give you no fake optimism. I'm not gonna give you no goofy takes on players that I really don't think go help us. I'm gonna tell you the truth, because ain't no use of kissing nobody's behind when the goal is to try to win. Now, if my goal is to grow, maybe then, yeah, sure. If my only goal is to grow, yeah, sure, then I just kind of cater to the crowd. But now I don't do that. My first and primary goal is to put out ideas out there to help us win a championship. So, and Michael Gehlken, in my opinion, is like that. So then we talked about Zeke yesterday, and Zeke was something that he brought up as a point of conversation where he was basically saying, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, and happy to hear that he also has been a major point of discussion and openness within the building of the Dallas Cowboys at the Star Frisco. So when you hearing that gives me hope. Now, everybody doesn't want Zeke, and that's fine. We don't all have to agree on that. I just don't see how we could be cool with Ronald Jones, but then be like, on Zeke, or how can we be cool with, in my opinion, Tony Pollard coming back off surgery to his ankle, but then be like, we don't need Zeke. I just don't get it. But hey, man, people, you can have your opinion. That's okay. Your voice matter. I don't agree with people that don't want Zeke back. Zeke makes sense to me at the right price. But now we got to get into the Booger Wolf. We gonna get into what he discussed also in this interview. Now, I intentionally put this last because this one is something that I don't really think is in the building. He gave his personal thoughts on it, and when he gives his personal thoughts, that's not anything that's actually being actively contemplated in the building. But see, I do respect greatly Michael Gehlken's football mind. So when you hear him discussing things, I'm still going to kind of put it in the cooker and we go discuss it, because if it is in the building, I still want to be early about these type of things, because what he talked about, and I'm just being honest, and we gonna get into it, but what he talked about with Trayvon Diggs is, to me, kind of concerning. So let's get into it right now, man. We gonna break this down. We also keep the links in the description. I would recommend that everybody go listen to the entire interview. I just believe in that personally. I'm a believer in one of the things that Ronald Reagan said. and I approach that with my content. I approach that with my life. Where Ronald Reagan did say, and I really greatly believe this: trust but verify. So even though I'm going through clips, I will still say go back if you get a chance to listen to the entire interview, and do that with almost anybody you can, because you never want to fall for that wee woo. You don't ever want people to be clipping and cutting things that can favor a context that they want out there. I obviously don't do that, but I still say practice the right habits so you never fall for the wee woo.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo, wee woo.
All right, so here we go. Getting into this Michael Gehlken. We go just get right into it, and then we go break it down. Now, as a bonus, we go also discuss Dak. All right, so we go throw Dak in there because he threw Dak in there because the question led to Diggs, Dak, and then it even led to Steele. We go to discuss that maybe one more time. But here we go. Let's kick it off with my man Michael Gehlken and his interview on 105.3 The Fan. Let's get it.
Dak, Diggs, Lamb, where do you see the timeline for those extensions happening?
Okay, so this is more my opinion, but I would think that typically you try to take care of the quarterback.
So remember I said this is more of his opinion. So that's why I said this one is what I waited to last. So he clearly saying this is not something he's hearing in the building. This is something that he has as a personal view. Again, this is one of the reasons I like him. He separates very distinctly and very clearly when it's his opinion and when it's news coming from within the building. It's that type of integrity where it makes me trust him more than I trust others. So let's keep going.
Okay, so this is more my opinion, but I would think that typically you try to take care of the quarterback. So I would think that would be a focus, given the just nature of a quarterback contract, in terms of the structure of the deal, the cash flow, and all those sorts of things. It really dictates your books elsewhere. So it would make a lot of sense to want to check the Dak box first as it pertains to his contract extension. To me, CeeDee Lamb is right there. I think that's a deal that the Cowboys...
Let me pause there for a minute. And can y'all hear me okay? I just want to make sure I sound good because I'm having some issues. I got to go to the store and get some new equipment, I guess. But he brought up Dak. And so when he brought up Dak, and the question was obviously we still got some guys pending out there looking to be enumerated. Like we still have Dak that's looking for a new extension, which makes sense. And it's always made sense to do Dak. And then obviously we have Diggs going into year 4. And then you also have CeeDee Lamb going into year 4. Right? They say I'm lower. Okay, so how do I sound now? I just speaking to my mic a little bit. I don't have time to really kind of mess with it too much. But when he brought up Dak, similar to the way I brought up Dak. So when I talked about Dak Prescott in terms of who gonna be extended and who's gonna get these new contracts, I always said this, and this is why sometimes I'm just keeping it real and I'm just being all the way honest. We have to be very careful with the Dallas Cowboys because occasionally they get honestly straight up goofy. I mean straight up goofy. So like all of us that have mortgages, at some point maybe in your life, unless you just been well off somewhere, you've been in a budget crunch where sometimes you had to make a hard decision. Things just kind of popped up on you. Emergencies popped up on you. Alternators went out. At the same time, kids' school bills was due. At the same time, the electric bill was due. And at the same time, your freaking mortgage was due. All of us have been there at some point. Well, not all of us. Some of y'all like Trump. Some of y'all like Biden. Y'all just swimming in money. If that's you, then this don't apply to you. But the rest of the 99% of us that got to work hard to try to live in this hard world, we've been in that budget crunch. and where we had to say, do I pay my mortgage or do I pay my lights? No, you go pay your mortgage. And and why? Because you gotta have a place to stay first, and you will go ahead and go with the inconvenience of being uncomfortable to take care of having a roof over your head for you and your kids, right? So, and I've always used that analogy, but then when you hear Michael Gehlken break it down, he said it obviously with a lot less season, right? And he just talked about the fiscal responsibility of why Dak should have always been first. So let me play that again. We go talk about it, and we go then get into the Diggs part, but it's important, and we go kind of recap this some more. Here we go.
That would be a focus, given the just nature of a quarterback contract, in terms of the structure of the deal, the cash flow, and all those sorts of things. It really dictates your books elsewhere. So it would make a lot of sense to want to check the Dak box first as it pertains to his contract extension. To me,
and see, that's honestly frustrating, y'all. And this is why, honestly, I don't understand how every offseason we just honestly just turn goofy to me sometimes, because we just go from checking under the hood as we should, because every now and then the front office they just get goofy. But then we act like we just trust them in the offseason. Oh, I love the draft. I love free agency. I love everything that the Cowboys are doing, boss. Don't you ever question them. Don't you dare. Boss, you're not being faithful. You're not being loyal. Goofy. And it's straight goofy. Hear me out. It's goofy. Hold on real quick. Let me pull something up real quick. Because y'all heard him really explain this very well. Quarterbacks make sense because then it allows you to forecast the future and say what your books are going to be like, because one of your biggest financial expenses is taken care of, and now you know how to budget going forward. Yeah, and see, my big brother, Mr. Day One, he literally been here since day one. And since we turned on the lights, he walked in here, man. What's up, my big brother C? C said, boss, that $59 million day old Dak next season might be close to the market value when Burrow and Herbert and Mahomes get. And that's what's goofy. That is just goofy. And see, that's why we all, in my opinion, got to be diligent. How can we take our eye off the ball or act like, hey, I have no problems. Everything's going to be fine, boss. We're New England. We're Tom Brady. We've won 7 Super Bowls in the last 15 years, boss. Hey, calm down. Just enjoy the ride, boss. Come on, have hope. No. Because it's right in our face, right? To C's point, man, just see good. Also, obviously, good chat. See, appreciate that. Very good chat. Very good comment. Because even though all of us know, and they said early, didn't they say early? Didn't Dak and them say early that a deal could be done at any time? Huh? My boy said, I'm eating some noodles right now. See how I feel you, big dog? Say, boys don't know about the tough times. Ooh, wait. Sometimes you got to shrink that budget down, Mr. Woods. Mr. Jody Woods said, I'm on them noodles right now. Say, listen, man, sometimes you ain't finna be no fast food. We finna get us a microwave. We finna get us some noodles. We gonna just make sure we can survive. We all been there. Oh man, and thank God, if you done right now, you go get out of it too. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. That's okay. Listen, let me say that loud. It is okay to have money issues. It is okay. Most of us go through it, and I'm not speaking against people that's trying to work to make money. I gotta be clear, because some people get so offended so fast. I just don't know how y'all do it. But anyway, going back to what I was saying with Dak, didn't they say? Come on, y'all. Didn't they say that they could have a deal done at any time? Yeah, they did. And again, guess what Dallas allowed to happen? Hurts to get in front of them, where now he's paid on average on his contract. $51 million. So if you Dak Prescott, see, I don't care what them Philly folks say. I don't care what ESPN say. If you Dak Prescott and you saw a guy based on your rookie numbers get paid $51 million, are you going to work with the Dallas Cowboys? Are you going to be friendly with the Dallas Cowboys, knowing that your East opponent team again showed more respect to their quarterback than they showing you? Nope. What it's going to make you do, if you got any kind of stones and balls, is you going to really say, you know what? Y'all got to pay me now. You really got to pay me. At first, I was going to work with you. At first, I would have did maybe $46 million, $47 million on a 6-year deal. But now that I've seen Jalen Hurts get 51, it's war. And it gets worse. So then, on top of that, Lamar then comes right behind that and surpasses Hurts, as we all knew was getting ready to happen. And my boy Spock said this, and this might be true, Spock. It's goofy, but it might be true. He said, boss, it's simple. They stuck between a rock and a hard place. They don't like Dak, but he's just too good to throw away. Yeah, and that's not even a rock and a hard place. In my opinion, Spock, that's just common sense. When you have a quarterback that's your franchise quarterback, that's not, in my opinion, being in a rock and a hard place. That's just saying you got to pay your damn bill. Your bill is your franchise quarterback, and the longer you forget to pay your mortgage and hold off on it, the more you will continue to run up your fees, and it's gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse. So no, like, you have a roof over your head. You have, in my opinion, and I'm definitely not speaking down to you, Spock. You know that, OG. But I'm just kind of going back and forth with the comment, just to kind of still say that the way that the Dallas Cowboys are thinking on this is goofy, and it's looking like they're headed right down the weird road that they did the last time, where they ran up their own price on Dak and then turned around and said the biggest mistake that we ever made was not paying Dak the first time around. So yeah, I'm taking calls, common sense. I'm sorry for these awkward pauses, but every now and then when I start talking about the past, it just kind of frustrates me. So y'all forgive me for that. That might not be the best showmanship, but I'm being honest in my real emotions on this, because this goofy stuff is frustrating. It really is, because it's honestly happening again, where now you have Hurts and you have Lamar Jackson that have now skipped Dak, and they know they gotta pay Dak. So what you waiting on? And then on top of that, it makes it clear how to take care of the other guys that you should be wanting to take care of now, like Diggs, like Mr. CD Lamb. So as long as you playing your games with Dak, the harder it is to take care of the other guys that you say are your sons. These are guys that you drafted and you molded and you developed, and guess what? You are also still yet dropping the ball. At this point, we shouldn't be having no conversations about Trayvon Diggs and CD Lamb and those homegrown guys getting their bag. It should be automatic. They have performed. They are top 3 at their positions, or top 5, and whenever you're in that scenario, you set the market, and it is what it is. It's no exceptions to it. Stop playing the games, Dallas. But yet, likely, they still will continue to be goofy. They still go turn around and talk about it's only so much pie. But it's one thing I do want to say, though. Before I, get off the topic of the goofiness that I'm seeing right now. It's one thing that is definitely an improvement, though, this offseason. It's one thing that is an improvement that all of us can agree, and this is also something that I'm very proud of from our front office. We are seeing way less public negotiations and public throwing their best players under the bus. So even though I'm still looking at the fact that we've paid our light bill, and I'm looking at the fact that we went out there and paid the yard man, but Dak is not paid, which is our mortgage. Yes, that is goofy. But at the same time, I'm also honest enough to say where our front office has made better improvements. And that is a major improvement, because just think about all the ways we used to throw our best players under the bus. Like, what did we do when Tank was trying to get paid? What did we say? He's no Khalil Mack. He's no Von Miller. That was their style of trying to get you to succumb to their price. What did they do to Zeke when he deserved his paper the first time? Zeke who? What did they do? Oh, don't get me started on how they did Dak. Don't get me started. So at least on that, our front office is doing better. At least on that, they're not being their own distraction. But in terms of not paying the mortgage, I'm gonna stand flat-footed and still call it straight up, honest to God, goofy. And I'm the only one that's gonna probably say it like that, because everybody else want to be nice about it. Everybody else want to dance and suck up and just, be super optimistic. And just because it's the off season, every off season we put these old fake ass muscles on and we start thinking we stronger than what we are. And we got to develop the eyes to really see who we really are, not who we think we are. We start putting on these old fake muscles. And we do have some muscles. Yeah, the free agency that we just did was beautiful. It was one of the most aggressive free agencies we've done in years. But we still got some muscles that ain't real. Just keeping it real. And sometimes you got to be honest enough to call what's goofy. And we still waiting on Dak. That's why we still waiting on Diggs. That's why we still waiting on CD Lamb. And it is just, I'm just being honest with y'all. I don't work for none of these major networks, so I can just speak my mind. I can just say what it is, and I can just be like, I'm with the shit.
Bringing real back. 50 speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
See, I can speak my mind. I'm independent. That's the value of who I am. That's the value. I don't have to say it politically correct. I can say exactly what it is. This is another one of those goofy things that we doing right now. Goofy. But let me go back to Michael Gehlken real quick. But I told y'all I was going to give y'all some bonus with that Dak. So, I'm just giving y'all the bonus. This is the bonus content. Because I'm really here to talk about Diggs, because he talked about Diggs and he gave his thoughts on Diggs. But he first gave his thoughts on Dak and why Dak made sense to be done first. And so sometimes when I said, I get it, people they just like, whatever, you're a YouTuber. Whatever. You little YouTuber. Okay, sure, yeah. But then when you hear from Michael Gehlken, oh wow, they should have paid Dak first. My first off-season video was that they need to extend Dak. Let me go pull it up. Y'all be patient. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull this up too, man. Y'all just, listen, every presentation ain't perfect. So, but But we have a lot of new people, so sometimes they don't know that I covered this stuff. So I gotta show them. Like, let me show you, bro, that my first off-season video, as we, obviously was getting out of the playoffs, and it was like, all right, now you gotta pay Dak. You gotta go ahead and extend Dak. It's like Dak at that time had a cap hit looming of $49 million. So it was like, hold on, let me find it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Right here, y'all. Yep. And it's one of my best videos, too. My best videos don't always do the best numbers. Me and Jay Tuck talked about that. Sometimes your best, where you dropped a lot of knowledge and showed a lot of facts and did a lot of research, sometimes it just doesn't ride the algorithm YouTube train or the Facebook algorithm, because see, it's about what's hot. It's not about what's factual when you're dealing with social media. It's about what's hot. So if it's hot, you go likely get a lot of views. But if it's factual, only the people that follow you go kind of keep up with it. Because facts usually don't even go viral, to be honest. Facts don't usually go viral. Only feelings usually go viral. So sometimes facts go viral, but mostly feelings go viral. Feelings go viral more than facts. But yeah, everything that you hear from Gehlken and what he just said, I said about 2 months ago. Again, here we go.
This nature of a quarterback, you try to take care of the quarterback. So I would think typically you try to take care of the quarterback. But I would think that typically you try to take care of the quarterback. So this is more my opinion, but I would think that typically you try to take care of the quarterback. So I would think that would be a focus, given the just nature of a quarterback contract, in terms of the structure of the deal, the cash flow, and all those sorts of things. It really dictates your books elsewhere. So it would make a lot of sense to want to check the Dak box first as it pertains to his contract extension. To me, CeeDee Lamb is right there. I think that's a deal that the Cowboys really want to get done this offseason. And as it relates to Trayvon Diggs, I'm just not sure that we see that get done in 2023. Maybe we do, but I think it's far more likely that Dak and CD get done this year than it is with Diggs. And so we'll ultimately, that's just one man's thought on tea leaves, but that would be my general expectation, is that I would look for Dak, I would look for CD, and I think you can make the argument that you should take care of Terrence Steele before you take care of Trayvon Diggs. But ultimately, we'll see what direction the Cowboys go and when they hit those different spots.
Ooh wee, ooh wee. Now, I'm gonna be and see my boy D Shift. My boy D Shift. See, this is why I love y'all, man, and the Cowboy Nation. Y'all are amazing. Like, literally, I was talking about when was that, Monday? I think it was Monday when I first started talking about, no, it was Sunday, when I first started talking about the nuggets that came out from Michael Gehlken, right? And I was talking about Terrence Steele, and I swear my boy D Shift called in, and he was like, boy, did you hear that part on Diggs? And I was like, yeah, I did hear it. Now, again, this, and he was like, I ain't like that. I was like, oh, shit, I ain't like it either, D. Like, because that's a major problem, y'all. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, listen, see, we talking about the funk that Micah Parsons could raise in the future, because everybody afraid of Micah Parsons and his Twitter habits. Everybody, they're afraid. Michael Parsons, he gonna be hell when it's time for him to get paid. He gonna be hell. I'm gonna tell y'all something. In my opinion, you don't want to play with this wolf Trayvon Diggs either. You don't want to, in my opinion, you don't want to play with this. If anything, to me, this is about temperament. These contracts are about temperament as well. So I was talking to Jesse Holly, me and West Coast. We was at SportsCon. We ran into Jesse Holly, and we did an impromptu show with Jesse Holly, right? So we sitting there talking to him about ball, because we go get content, whether, and we was getting it, and we were talking ball with Jesse. Jesse always been cool. Jesse, day one, cool. Day one, humble ass dude, like, for real. Like, day one. So, like, if you don't know Jesse, I'm gonna just tell y'all like this. Jesse the type of dude that if you ran up on him on the street, he go treat you better than if he see you in studio. Like, I'm just letting you know that. So as we was sitting there just talking to Jesse, we was talking about who should get paid, because we saw these same fights before with our stars. We saw the fight between Zeke trying to get his money. We saw the fight with Dak trying to get his money. We saw that fight. And at that time, we was asking him about that fight. And we was like, hey, which one of these dudes go get paid? And Jesse Holly, being the OG, told us the real. And he really did. He was right on this one. On this one, he told us then, he say, it's going to be Zeke. And I'm over here like, why would they do that? Like, you pay your quarterback first. He was like, Zeke ain't going to take that. Zeke got the temperament to hold out. He say Dak is going to be that good soldier. I'm going to say that again. He was right on that. I need to go pull that video, because I still got it. But me and West Coast was sitting there talking to Jesse Holly, going back and forth. And we was saying, we was doing content, and I was like, hey, what they doing? They need to go ahead and take care of Dak. This is goofy. Like I was saying it then. And he was like, "Nah, man." He said it's the temperament in these contracts. And that's when I started to even see even more and learn. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Around that time, which was probably around 3 or 4 years ago, that's when I started learning even more that bad guys finish first in Dallas and good guys finish last. So when you stand up for yourself, they got respect for you and they'll go ahead and take care of you. But when you the good soldier, you go get ran all the way to the end. And you can even go look at the history of what happened with Tank, Zeke, Cooper, and Dak. Just look at the history of what happened. What really happened? Let's keep it honest. What really happened? The first person to get paid was who? Tank. Why? Because he told them, I ain't having my surgery until y'all pay me. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Went to Steven and Jerry and like, nah, I'm not having no surgery. I'm going to hold myself hostage. Y'all need me as a player. So if y'all want me to do the corrective things that I need to do to be ready to play, do the corrective thing by paying me and giving me my bag. And they said, yes, sir. The bad guy finished first. So then it was the other bad guy. Who was the other bad guy, Zeke? And none of these are actually bad guys, by the way. That's a clear metaphor. I'm being very metaphorical. No, they wasn't bad guys. They was actually stand-up guys. They was standing up for they was standing up for themselves. That's what they was really doing. So let me be clear on that, because some people take me wrong and they don't understand context and metaphors. But it was when they put their foot down. And when he said, no, I'm not going to training camp, I'm going to Cabo. They tried to play tough for a little while. That Zeke who and all that turned around and said, yes, sir, here's your bag. Then it was Amari. See, Amari was a nice guy. So what did they do to Amari? Mr. Nice Guy? They sent that nice guy to the market. And the Washington Commanders wanted to pay Amari more. So it was only when an offer was sitting in their face and he said, I ain't gonna take that offer, I'm gonna come back to Dallas. They was like, here's your bag. And then the dude who finally got paid was then Dak. Good guys finish last in Dallas. And that is the culture of the front office. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. Good guys do finish last. And every one of these guys have gotten done bad. Let me show y'all something real quick. Let me see if I got it right here. Y'all be patient with your boy. Listen, like my boy Law Nation always say, man, we fly planes as they in the air. So sometimes you got to be patient as, we pull up stuff. Because if I make a comment, I want to show you the evidence of what I'm saying. I don't want to just, like I say, trust me, but verify. You know what I mean? And I mean that. Like, I'm that dude that I still say go behind me. Because also I'm human. That's another thing. Like, that's another thing. I know some of us are y'all favorite. Like, hey, Boss Cowboy is my favorite. OC is my favorite. Law Nation is my favorite. Big Game James my favorite. Some of y'all got favorites, and that's fine. None of us have no problems with that. That's life. That's cool. You know what I mean? But even with your favorites, whoever your favorite might be, still trust but verify. I mean that, trust but verify. So I just talked about that all the players get done bad. I'm not just talking when I say that. So when you look, I already show this, I show this all the time, but sometimes people got to get it by seeing it multiple times. I dare y'all to go compare other top players, especially when it comes down to the years on a contract. Frederick, when he got a 6-year contract, was literally the best in the game. His counterparts was getting 4-year contracts though. He got a 6-year. He sold out his youth to be a Dallas Cowboy. Zach Martin was absolutely the best guard in the entire game, and he signed a 6-year contract. T. Smith was absolutely young and the best in the game at left tackle, and he signed an 8-year contract. So me and the OC was talking about this yesterday behind the scenes. And I also talked about this with Coach Marv before. So Coach Marv, he look at the financial situations of the Dallas Cowboys, and he see cash flow issues. And Coach Marv is an accountant and very smart. So that's where that analytical mind of Coach Marv come from. He has a very organized mind. When you're an accountant, you're very organized in your mind. You know, people that do accounting, they have analytical skills. I actually don't quite see it as a budget issue though. I see it as a family philosophy. That it's a Scrooge philosophy. And I think it's one of the keys that they believe makes them who they are. And this is what I believe their philosophy is. I believe that if you work anywhere for the Dallas Cowboys, it's their philosophy that you got to take a discount. That's just how they do it. Somewhere, even when you deserve the best, even when you are the very best, like a Fredericks, like a Zach Martin, like those guys that was unquestionable the best, unquestionable, they still like, instead of doing 4-year contracts like your counterparts, you doing a 6. And they took it. And that's why I'm telling y'all, man, good guys and everybody gets burned in Dallas. The best person at not getting burned ever going against Dallas was actually Dak Prescott. He had the best fight against front office that I've ever seen, and it was a real fight. They was goofy the whole time, but it took balls of steel to do what Dak did. Keep in mind that they made him play on year 4 of his contract after he clearly was a franchise quarterback. Purely goofy. Goofy. Made him play. That is crazy. Go look at when all the other quarterbacks get their bag. Everybody else that's a franchise quarterback get their bag in year 3. That's also me talking about all that had to do with Diggs. You playing a dangerous game with these good guys finish last if Michael Gehlken is right. If Michael Gehlken is right that they want Diggs to play year 4 on a 2nd round contract, I predict that it's going to get ugly, and at some point Diggs is not going to show up, nor should he. He got to do just like the other guys did and show his butt. Because when you're a nice guy, they will make you play on year 4. But when you know your value and you say, no, sir, I'm going to Cabo. Let's go see what these old other corners can do. Then that's when you get your bag. Because, see, it's a whole lot of principled reasons also why if I'm Trayvon Diggs, I would be prepared to hold all the way out. Number one, I clearly always had 1st round talent, but I'm getting paid right now 2nd round money. In most redrafts, when they redraft his draft class, most redrafts put CD Lamb and Trayvon Diggs right around the same in terms of where they should have been drafted. Literally, most actually say Trayvon Diggs was a better value than CD Lamb. And let me ask you a question, and let's just keep it 100. I'm gonna sit back and wait for these answers too. Then I'm gonna take some calls. Is it easier to find you a Trayvon Diggs or a CD Lamb? I'm gonna wait on that answer too. I want to see this. I can't wait to see what y'all say. I can't wait. Which one is it easier to find? Which one is the rarest gem? You got 2 diamonds, but only one is truly rare. Which one is it easier to find? Can you find a CeeDee Lamb, or can you find a Trayvon Diggs? I'm waiting. I want to see this. I'm waiting. Ooh wee. CD. I see some CDs. I see Lamb is easier. I see Lamb. I'm seeing CD. What's up, my boy Nick in the house? What's up, boy? CD easier by far, my boy B Bird. What's up, B Bird? Ooh, y'all. Yup. Hey B Bird, I heard your comment the other day too, man. I was listening to Scott's show, man. Very good observation you made, B Bird, on where the Dallas Cowboys are playing usually by week 17 or week 16. Fantastic observation. Oh man, B Bird, we're gonna have to talk about that schedule BS. But right now, as it's coming in, it is overwhelmingly CD. My boy Nick said CD. Common sense CD. It's pretty much overwhelming CD. Like, listen, y'all, it's overwhelmingly CD Lamb. It's CD Lamb. It's so crazy right now with CD Lamb. It's pathetic. So if you are, and I'm just being honest, if you Diggs and you watching them take care of CD Lamb, and you go tell me to play on year 4 like I got something to prove, man, I see you in Cabo. Diggs is rare. You don't, man. Do you know how long it took to get anybody to even equal Everson Walls? 11 interceptions, man. Everson Walls' head is full of gray. So I'm just responding to what Michael Gehlken said, because this is what's up, my boy Star. My boy Star in the building. Always good to see you, big dog. This is one of my OGs. He's my president of the hard hitters, man. It's my dog, man. Always good to see you, Star boy, man. We need to catch up, bro. My Facebook down is tripping right now. Now I do upload to Facebook, so if you got my number, man, call me today if you can. I'm gonna try to call you, because I know we always contact each other through the DM. But it just been too long, man. We need to go chill in your Batman cave, bro. Been too long. We need a session. My boy Q Dog, we finna open up the phones too, man. I want to hear from y'all on this stuff. Q Dog say no leverage. Gilmore, Bland, J. Lou in Israel. No sir. Q. No. And I see what you said though. Q said that they trying to build leverage against Diggs with all these signings. That's a good point too. But but I don't really think they got leverage, bro. I really don't. I think Diggs got the leverage, in my opinion. Like, I think they trying to create leverage, but I don't think they have leverage. I really don't. I don't think they have leverage at all. I think what Diggs did is, I just say it like this. When I go review the best receivers in the NFL, it was one guy that was generally assigned to those guys. Hold on real quick. We got us a super chat from my boy Spock. My boy Spock say, it's PFF, they have a work. Yeah, they do. Ooh, see, I love you. I love you, Spock. He say it's PFF. They have a war campaign against Diggs in every way. They hate that young man. Yeah, see, and guess what, Spock? Let me keep reading. He said they hate that young man. Then everyone else follows in their footsteps. Yeah, Spock, it's propaganda. You right on that. It's propaganda, and it's propaganda against all Dallas Cowboys. You notice that they don't even talk about yards given up anymore. And you notice that they never even talked about yards given up by corners until it was time for Diggs to get paid. See, this is the trick. Let me say this, and I'm going to come back to what I was saying about Diggs and his value. They give us so much, I almost cursed. I'm doing so good, though. I ain't cursing today. I'm doing good. I must have prayed this morning. But it is so much.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
It is so much fake news on the Dallas Cowboys. It's a shame. And the saddest part is that sometimes you see good people and our good fans falling for the fake news. And it's not. And see, a lot of people, they get offended at the fake news on Dak because Dak get it the worst. But all of them get it, bro. Every one of them get it. So with Zeke, the fake news was that he's washed. Fake news, y'all. Fake news.
Wrong. You are fake news.
Fake news. What Zeke did was actually exceptional. To get you 1,000 yards on a bad leg, that's exceptional. To give you 12 touchdowns on a bad leg and 860 some yards, it's exceptional. But what they do is they take anything negative and they super highlight it. And they inflate it and exaggerate. See, like my boy yesterday said, DP. He said, see, the person that had the most 20-yard runs last year was Mr. Ezekiel Elliott. So what they did is they moved the goalpost and said, but he don't have enough 40-yard runs. So with Diggs, what they did with Diggs is they literally pulled that 1,000 yards out their butt. They posted it that they measured that he gave up 1,000 yards, but then when you go look into the details, they don't know the coverages, they don't know who to assign blame to, so they just basically picked him when the ball was around him. So let me tell y'all something. If anybody believed that Trayvon Diggs gave up 1,000 yards when he had that 11 interceptions, you got to go check your eyes. Because see, think about what a 1,000-yard receiver does. Just think about it. Just think about it. Just think about what a 1,000-yard receiver looks like in your mind. Think about it. And now think, did you see that happening to Diggs? I'm going to say that again. Think about in your mind what a 1,000-yard receiver looked like. Then think in your mind, did you see that happening to Diggs when he got those 11 interceptions? No. Now, you can pick out some bad games. The Denver game, you can say he got torched on that game one time. You can talk about the Giants game where he got put in a spin cycle one time, or maybe twice. I think he got put in that spin cycle twice. But what other games can you think of where you saw Diggs get torched? So going back to what I was saying on Diggs, let's really talk about this. What really happens is when you, especially last year, when Diggs had to clamp up Chase, what happened? When Diggs had to go against Jefferson, what happened? When Diggs had to go against A.J. Brown, what happened? This ain't nothing to play with. This ain't nothing to play with. And this is the good news, and I'm going to take some phone calls. This is the good news, y'all. This is also why I talked about this last. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are playing with this. I think the Dallas Cowboys know the temperament of these guys. Look how big of a fool Trevon Diggs, his big brother, does over there at Buffalo. And look how big of a fool that he was in Minnesota when he was trying to get out of there. We all look up to our big brothers. You want to play with that? No, you don't. You don't want to play with that distraction. You don't even want to start that type of distraction in Dallas. That's why I honestly think that the Dallas Cowboys this time are likely doing a good job, because I believe that they do understand the temperament of the guys that they're dealing with. Like Jesse Holly said about Zeke, he got the temperament to get his bag. I assure you that Trayvon Diggs got the temperament to get his bag, and I also believe their front office knows that. That's why this time they not doing that. He not no Howard. He ain't no Jalen Ramsey. See, they ain't doing that this time, are they? You ain't hearing nothing. It's crickets in there. Crickets. The only little leverage they doing is trying to stock up the cornerback room. We're looking at corner. We're looking at corner. You better be looking at corner, because if you trying to play hardball, you gonna need them old depth corners. You gonna need them. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. One of the best things that got Dak paid was what? It was never his performance. Because we was goofy when it came to Dak. We was looking at Dak. He was like, "Ooh, Dak." He was on pace for 6,600 yards, and we was still over here like, just goofy. Like anybody can do that. The Red Rifle go come in there, and he gonna be just as good. It was Dak's weapons. It was just goofy the whole time, just goofy. And I'm telling y'all, it's some goofiness going on with Diggs. Oh, anybody can do what Diggs is doing. I'm gonna tell you what got Dak paid. You know what got Dak paid? When we saw the team without Dak. So don't play that game right now. Don't play that game. Don't play that game of let's see if we can do it without the guy. Let's see if we can go play against Chase and AJ Brown without this guy. Okay. And listen, I ain't wishing death on the second team and third team corners, but we saw y'all was struggling to get corner 2. You trying to act like you got leverage on corner 1? Man, if you don't get out of, you was struggling to, if you don't sit your, you was struggling to replace Anthony Brown, and you acting like you got leverage on Diggs. If you don't go sit your goofish, that is, oh my God. Let me get on these phones. Hey, we opening up the phone lines. I just ain't hearing it, bro. I'm just being honest. I ain't hearing it. So we open up the call. Let me put the call line open real quick, and we'll take some calls. Here we go. All right, Coach Q. Coach, give me 1 second. I can't hear you. Give me 1 second. Go ahead, Coach.
Hey, boss. How you doing, sir?
Coach, give me 1 second.
All right.
Somebody said, "Don't cuss, boss." Y'all give me 1 second. I gotta fix my sound. I'm having trouble hearing. Coach, give me 1 second.
No problem.
Say something, Coach.
Hey, boss.
Damn, I can't hear it. Can y'all hear Coach? Hold on, Coach. Give me 1 second. I'm over here trying to fly this plane. This Millennium Falcon giving me trouble. Say something, Coach.
Hey, boss.
Hold on real quick. Hold on. God, dog, man. Coach, give me 1 second. I'm trying, because this same thing happened to me yesterday. Hold on real quick. Hey, man, this what it's like when you start your channel. Don't think it's easy. What's up, Henny? Okay, my boy Henny. Henny, we gonna probably do a show today. I'm gonna see if we can do us a show today, Hen. I might be able to do it, because I'm trying to get my dog Hen on. Me and Hen, I cut for my boy Henny, man. My boy Henny, man, that dude is a numbers god. Hold on real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. He said Diggs is the best cover corner in NFL. Diggs and Parsons are the best at their NFL positions. Hey, Coach, let me do me a favor. Let me just call you back. I'm going to call you right back, Coach. Let me fix my sound. I'm going to call you right back. Y'all give me a second.
No.
I got to do a sound test real quick over here. And once I fix it, yeah, I got you here. My boy said let him know. Yo, I got you. Let me fix my sound, y'all. I got to. Hold on, y'all. Y'all give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, I got it now. Whew. No, it's tripping again. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all.
boss. Can you hear me?
Trying to coach.
Yep, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yep, you sound good.
I have some trouble with my phone. It's not even my phone. It's my headset. It's a short in it. That's what's going on. I shouldn't even admit that.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Together over here, but what's going on? I got a short in this. I got to go get a new headset. That's what's going on. So like, what's happening is y'all hearing it, but I'm not hearing it, and it started yesterday. So I got to go to the store. These are Coach.
Yep,
Coach.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello. Hey y'all.
Yep, I can hear you.
Pause the stream then, y'all. I apologize about this because I want the freestyle on this one. Hold on, y'all give me a second. I'm still trying to fix it, man. Y'all just be patient with your boy, man. Hey, man, this is what it is. I'm flying this plane and just be patient. That's what it is. Freaking short, man. Oh, man, I swear to God, this stuff is annoying sometimes. All right, hold on. My boy J Rod say boss need to sign with ESPN and fix the issue. I know, man. Listen, I know. I really want to talk to Coach about this. I'm determined to fix this. Hold on. Y'all give me one more second. I'm really finna try to fly this plane now. I got an extra headset right here, but the problem is it's kind of small. It don't fit too well, so I'm gonna have to see what I can do, because I really want to talk to Coach, because me and Coach was talking about this yesterday, and I want to talk about it live. Y'all give me one more second. Oh, God. This one built for a baby. I hate this one. All right, let me see though. See, now I can't hear. All right, man, this is getting worse. Damn. All right, fuck. Oh, excuse me. I finally cursed. All right, look, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream. I'm gonna just have to go pick up some equipment. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh man, I really want to listen. This is what's gonna happen though. The OC and I, we gonna come back later, because what's gonna happen is we're gonna do, and we're gonna finish, or not even finish, we're gonna do that content on depth at guard. So we gonna show some film today about that depth at guard, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call Coach. I tried to get D Shift, like I reached out to D Shift today, because D Shift was the one who really highlighted the Diggs from the previous show I was doing. I reached out to Diggs, but I'm gonna reach out to Coach, and we're gonna talk about this, because I know Coach Q already has some interesting thoughts, and I always believe that when we go back and forth with smart fans, that we all are better that way. So I'm gonna reach out to him, and we gonna just kind of hash this out at some point. So I'll be back. So I'm gonna be back around 8 Central, maybe earlier. Yeah, and I do have, she said, boss need 2 pair of headphones. I do. Oh, I do. So listen, this is a good point, Miss Lockhart. And I really do want to hear from you, Q, because I know you got some good thoughts on this. I couldn't wait. You saw I look real goofy trying to get this stream to work, and that was all for you. I really want to hear what you had to say, because you started teasing it yesterday, and I want to really get into it, man. I want us to go back and forth on that, to just to kind of match our minds on this and see if we can blend our minds. But Miss Lockhart, she right though. Like, she right. She say, boss need 2 pairs of headphones, chat. Let's start a GoFundMe for boss. She just joking, but all this stuff helps. So like, I'm getting ready to go to the store and spend some money right now, because that's what it requires. That's what it requires. I can't take calls without the headphones. I can't. So these are the type of unexpected things that happen sometimes when you streaming. It was getting worse yesterday. It just tripped out all the way out today. But what I love about obviously being independent, and I researched this even before, and I learned that, and I know this is true. It's nobody better at being patient with what we go through to grow than y'all. You know what I mean? So I already know y'all understand, and I'm going to improve all this type of stuff. I'm going to go take care of that. So if you want to help out, you can send money to our Cash App, and a lot of y'all have already done that. I ain't gonna name your names because you might want to keep that private, but a lot of y'all do very, very generous gifts on the Cash App. But it's this type of stuff that's why we do need cash, and that's why all the super chats help out, and you know, all the views and all the likes, all of that help, because then when you gotta go run out, and y'all notice my sound is not as loud as it usually is, that might mean I need a new board. You know what I mean? I got a whole soundboard right here. You know what I'm saying? And now my soundboards might be starting to act up. You know? So when all these different things, this is stuff you got to replace. This is not cheap stuff too. We talking about $600, $700 equipment. Some of this stuff. You know what I mean? You know, like you can't go get the best quality without spending sometimes some real good money. So I'm not obviously begging y'all. I'm not that type, but you know, it costs money to really be a good streamer and to be somebody that delivers a high quality production. So we appreciate all y'all gifts all the time. So if y'all do want to give, help out as I go make this trip to go get some brand new headphones. You was good to me, baby. I loved you, girl. You did me so good, but I gotta replace you. So anyway, man, I'm finna go check up out of here, man. I'm gonna actually go run to the store right now and go handle that. Get prepared for that next show, man. But other than that, man, it's your boy Boss Cowboy Sports. I'm out. Y'all stay up. Peace.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.